Everybody come and get this tea. We're gonna see which of you gets the chance to dance with me. Endlessly, endlessly. It's just another point of view, and that's okay. Everybody dance the night away.
As much as I want to talk about video games again, there is a pickle that keeps popping up in my head, and I'm not sure what to think about it. So we'll be talking about adult cartoons and my autism.
Put the kiddies to bed, because this is strictly for adults. For adults. For adults.
The Simpsons first. The Simpsons was an introduction to actual adult subjects in Western animation on TV. Plenty of cartoons for adults existed, but not on mainstream television, or most adult content was altered, like in Rocko's Modern Life. Simpsons had less limitations, thus able to dive into darker subjects. The characters introduced had very simple, understandable design that stuck in my head, and of course simple, recognizable characters certainly attract my mind. However, it was PG-13, so I had an anxiety crisis every time it was on. It felt forbidden to me. My dad did not care about the age rating, while my mother tried to keep things family friendly, so she let us watch Bring It On and A Night at the Roxbury. Both movies were rated PG here. Back to The Simpsons. I ended up seeing an episode where Apu tries to become an US citizen due to a babysitter not wanting to deal with my autism. Turns out I really enjoyed it. My father was a Canadian immigrant, so I couldn't understand a lot of what Apu was going through, according to my memories apparently. So I guess the diversity of the subjects present in The Simpsons meant you could relate to at least one character. The Simpsons is interesting compared to even other sitcoms that don't develop their side characters to create a living, breathing world. South Park and Family Guy tried doing the same thing, but both went in different directions. South Park used shock and violence more than The Simpsons, while talking about even darker subjects. South Park ended up being a satire of the modern world with mostly clear messages criticizing American society. It is a neat way to introduce viewers to even deeper subjects, thanks to these character designs being very simple. These will also live rent-free in my head. No, South Park is not perfect. I know that. However, my autism gravitates towards South Park the most out of the three first adult cartoons, and that's saying something considering the absurdity of Family Guy. I love the Peter Copter. Family Guy decided, rather than just pursue being The Simpsons, that the best direction would be to use shock value in order to shock the people watching, pushing how far they can go using X subject. And also, they used our cutaways in order to create shocking parodies of kids' media for some reason. Because I guess the corruption of innocence is kinda funny. Sure can be anyways. Despite that, the autistic aspect of Family Guy is the absurd humor. Not everything in the world makes sense, so I often rather enjoy absurd humor in comedy, especially when it's sprinkled here and there like in Family Guy. It's really funny. Like, I enjoy seeing the Kool-Aid Man burst out of the wall in a very serious trial scene. It's too bad the show focuses on shock humor in order to offend the people watching rather than focus on absurdity. Like the Peter Copter scene. Nothing can beat the Peter Copter. Other shows will take the opportunity to cash in on the absurd humor. Trust me, there will be so many.
All kids out of the pool for adult swim. All kids out.
Other than those big three, multiple experimental shows existed on Adult Swim. I'd call a lot of them static, and one of the first hit shows was based on Space RV. They reuse cells for comedy. Did you know that Family Guy got decancelled because of the reruns on Adult Swim? Wow! Due to that, the experimental nature of these shows allowed them to be whatever they wanted. As much as I'd call the humor autistic, these character designs weren't really distinguished enough for my autism. That's a nice meatball. Or, wow, is that a mouse? I'd say stop motion animation has its autistic appeal, hence why I can't get enough of it. Robot Chicken is fun to watch, even if the lips take some time to get used to. I've seen a few clips of Moral Laurel, and that looks like something I'd really watch someday. Great animation. I need to create more stop motion animation. We'll be back with stop motion later. Now, Rick and Morty time. However, before I knew about Rick and Morty, someone recommended me Brickleberry. I don't know, it was fine. Let the lesbian have her own show, goddammit! People in the comments started saying, but Rick and Morty is so much better than this. Just watch Rick and Morty. And yes, it was annoying, but as obnoxious as I thought it was, I took the bait. I ended up buying the DVD, and I absolutely loved it. The show builds a world with its sci-fi absurdity. At first, it was a parody of Back to the Future, where Marty has to follow along whatever the doc says, no matter how stupid it becomes. It's far from perfect, but it was enjoyable at the time. I also prefer the dynamic here much more than in Back to the Future itself, a classic I do not care about. I'm sorry, it's just there. Rick and Morty balances the line between absurd and vulgar, and the humor is just as autistic as Rick is.
Is this game popular with autistic people? Why would you say something like that? Because I'm starting to love it.
Although the thing is that Rick is a genius, he doesn't really have any other special interests aside from science. However, the show uses its absurdity in order to build a world quite literally beyond human comprehension. And wow, what a weird world it builds. Rick and Morty took the absurd aspects of Family Guy and decided to build a world around it far more than the former. However, the thing is that Rick always being proven right can feel quite repetitive, but even then, that is part of the routine of the cartoon. A routine. Get it? Like autism. God. Aside from that, the whole show is very bitter and cynical. It's not a bad thing by itself, it's just that it has developed a very r/I am very smart fandom, who are like, facts don't care about your feelings. When autistic people have so many feelings, my empathy might work differently, but that does not mean I shouldn't have feelings. I should experience my feelings. I absolutely like this show, it's just that I don't like the way it has impacted culture, nor how it impacted me. 2010's me was a wild ride. I'll just take Rick and Morty as a show that exists. Mr. Meeseeks be damned. Hello, I am Mr. Meeseeks.
You make me try
I am Mr. Meeseeks. Hello, I am Mr. Meeseeks. Mr. Meeseeks, it's me! Yeah, I'm having a hard time imitating Mr. Meeseeks. After Rick and Morty came out, I'd say that a lot of shows like BoJack Horseman or F is for Family started making adult cartoons more story-focused. It's too bad that Mr. Pickles does not care. I don't even know what Mr. Pickles is. Mr. Pickles is about a dog who's also a monster and ends people's lives. Most of the time, these people deserve it. Have you ever wanted to just go all out wombo combo on people you despise? Well, Mr. Pickles exists for that. It's a stupid show that mostly rewards viewers in a cathartic way for watching, with violence. Is there any point to Mr. Pickles? Well, there's a bit of lore, but I don't know. This show feels kinda autistic in the most insane way possible. Like in I could have wrote this when I was 14 way possible. I craved the violence. If you like Newgrounds Flash cartoons, you'll enjoy this one. You'll probably also enjoy Smiling Friends, but I've only seen a couple of clips from it. I don't know where I can binge it in Canada. Also, while digging for some Mr. Pickles footage, I found this FNF mod that's basically because apparently the creator of Alfred Alpha, which is a whole other can of worms, apparently really didn't like Mr. Pickles because Dictator Pickles and Mr. Pickles, whatever. But then someone thought that they would be friends, so someone else really decided to make a mod, an FNF mod, where they roast the crap out of Alfred Alpha, seriously. Even Cyborg and Beast Boy from Teen Titans Go appear. I don't know why it exists, but I guess the FNF community can do anything. Now we shall dive into a new era of adult cartoons, an internet era. We already talked about some Newgrounds animation, but now we need to talk about Vivzy Pop.
And 3 cheers for the
Vivzy Pop.
Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip! Boo! Hip hip!
Boo, you stink!
The pilot of Has Been Hotel is an experience. It is about Charlie, a girl from hell who wants to rehabilitate people to go to heaven. That's the premise. As much as I think the premise works, the pilot ends up being so insane. It introduces 3,000 characters with concepts and plot devices in an incredibly awkward way with jokes that are just there. Some Looney Tunes slapstick is integrated, but also plenty of subplots appear. It's all a bit too ambitious and messy. Has Been Hotel is what happens if you gave a 15-year-old me too much time, money, etc. and asked me to create a cartoon.
Who wants a cartoon with these here chips? Just you, son. Oh, come now, just me. Surely you just what?
Yes, due to that the tone is very cynical too, but not as much as Rick and Morty, since it is an animated comedy set in hell. Has Been Hotel's pilot is just an autistic mess, helped by the very similar character designs having maybe 1 or 2 body types. This all screams autism. Do I like it? Meh. The animation is fine with impressive choreography, it's just that the designs coupled with the color palette, that's meh, to me anyways. If you hyperfixate on it, you'll have a great time. The writing leaves a lot to be desired, feeling pretty generic in its cynicism. There's evil LGBTQ rep, but that doesn't help at all. I expected Hell of a Boss to be better since it's not a pilot, but while it feels less rushed, introducing less characters, the writing is plagued with the same problems. I enjoy even less its characters, Luna being just a boring mean character pulled from Insardated Side Tier. Would I call this cartoon autistic? Yes, it's just that if I want a fun, mean-spirited comedy from hell, I simply have to watch Jimmy Two Shoes. Probably one of the least revolutionary cartoons from that era, but still a very fun watch. Not an adult cartoon though. As for my opinion on Has Been Hotel Hell of a Boss, whatever. It exists. Certainly good for the fans. I already talked about Panty and Stocking, but Vivzy Pop also has the whole Angels and Demons theme. It's just that compared to Panty and Stocking, Vivzy Pop's shows aren't really that experimental. It's like the writers saw panty and stocking and decided that, hey, let's make that, but less autistic. At least it's gay. For the last cartoon, we will be talking a cancelled cartoon pitch that will never come to light and will never happen. I hope this ages badly.
You're gonna love it here.
Pibby is from a preschool show that was invaded by the darkness for Xbox 360. To other shows to find a way to stop the darkness, but it's Adult Swim, so there's blood. Hyper-realistic. No, not hyper-realistic blood. Yeah, this sounds like an autistic fanfiction, doesn't it? With the old corruption thing, feeling like it comes from a creepypasta. So everything that I've seen from Pibby so far felt like a very basic crossover slash creepypasta thing. I do not particularly like it, but if it can introduce children to creepypastas slash the corruption of innocence, yes, it deserves to exist. The only thing I truly hope would be scrapped was the gory scenes from the concept art, because no, you do not kill the copyrighted characters. Why would you do that? Do you think the original creators will like that? This is as tone-deaf as neurotypical stalking during a comedy show. Seriously. Still, I think Pibby deserves to be a thing. It's just going to be like Digital Circus in the category of like, I don't like it, so I won't watch it, but other people can watch it and like it. But no! Executives had to cancel everything! Because of course! Capitalism. Good luck to the creator, and I'm hoping they make something as autistic as this. And I certainly hope all of you will write Pibby fanfiction, because I'll probably enjoy it more than whatever this was. Bake a Muffin is also a Rick and Morty like, that's autistic and free on YouTube. So if you like Rick and Morty, you'll enjoy this. As for me, that's all for adult cartoons and my autism. Thank you for watching, please like and subscribe if you want more content like this, or completely different, because I like to experiment sometimes. Bye!